So before I start the Q&A, I'd just like to thank every single one of you for clicking on this video and helping me get 50k. Like, I'm still in shock that I'm at 50k because a month ago I was at like 30 subscribers. So no, the growth's been insane. It's been quite the journey, but now we're gonna make that push to 100k. We're gonna get that little face reveal going, you dig? But yeah, so let's just get into the Q&A. Alrighty, so to start off the Q&A, we got a question from Roberta Rodriguez, and her question is, kill self-view. Nice. Alright, so the first question comes from my boy Ricky Wong, and he asks, when are you gonna start streaming on Twitch? So basically, right now I'm in the process of, like getting my Streamlabs set up with the notifications and all that, and getting channel art. So I'm like wrapping that up right now, so it should be like done in like a week. So I'll probably end up going live then. I might do like a test stream soon, so you should join my Discord to get notified, and also follow my Twitch. The link will be in the description, so definitely give it a follow, and streams will be coming soon, trust me. So the next question comes from Kuraido, and he commented, how much aim training do you do? So right now, I don't really aim train that much. I just get on in Q rank, like I don't even warm up or anything, I just get on and play. But when I was climbing from Diamond to Radiant in Act 1 to 2, I would always get on and do grid shot for about 30 minutes, and then I'd go in the range and practice my flicks and tracking. I have a video on my channel about that, which I'll put on the screen right now, and I'll also put in the description. So to answer your question, I aim trained for about like a month, like seriously, and then after I got Radiant, I didn't really try improving that much because I don't really want to go pro. I'm just here to do content and have fun, so hope that answers your question. Alright, so now we got a question from my boy Styx, aka Vic, and he asks, are you actually the legendary Subi Radiant? I don't even have to answer this, bro. Like, this video should speak for itself.
Bro, Subi Radiant.
It took me 2 seconds. Literally.
Whoa, Adam, that's super good.
Now that your eyes have been blessed by the legendary Subi Radiant video, we can go ahead and hop into the next question, which comes from Oblong Mango. And he asks, how do you don't the perfect sensitivity? So I think this guy's trying to ask how you find like the perfect sense in Valorant. So basically what I did was I went into the range and I practiced tracing the bots. I'll put a video on the screen right here. And basically what this does is it helps you like feel the control you have over your mouse, and it helps you decide if you need to up or lower your sense. So when I first started doing this, I converted my CS sense to my Valorant sense, and I tried moving it around, and it felt nice. I did some tweaking here and there, but if you're like a completely new player, I'd say you can try like a even number. Like for example, if you're on 800 DPI, you could try 0.4, and then you could slowly practice tracing the bots, and if you find yourself like lagging behind, then you might need to up your sense. But if you feel yourself like flicking too fast or moving your crosshair too fast, you might need to lower it. One thing I've noticed is that like a lot of new players play like really high sense, like 1 to 800 high sense. Like, no, you should not be playing that at all. The sense I'm on is 0.346, and a lot of you think it's low, and I say it's low in my titles, but it really isn't. It's like an average sense, so try to find something around there, but definitely don't go around copying me or other pros. Just try to find what works for you. If it's high, if it's low, it doesn't matter. As long as it works, you should be fine. Next up, we have Soggy with a kind of interesting question here. So Soggy asks, how the fuck did you beat the algorithm? Bro, like, what can I say? Like, I got connections to the CEO and shit. I did a little bit of work underneath the desk, if you know what I mean. But nah, in all seriousness, like, I honestly have no clue. I think I could probably like attribute it to the fact that I daily uploaded, and the anime music also helped, but I think it's just really consistency and like the quality of content. Like, I don't really see that many Valorant players who put like anime music and like high elo montages, so I feel like being unique and making your own type of content and staying consistent is like the best piece of advice. But other than that, like, it's just random, bro. So it's just luck, and I guess I got lucky. Okay, so next up, I don't know how to say this name, I'm not even gonna try, but my man's asks, what games did you play before Valorant, and what rank were you in those games? So I played a lot of CS. I have like 3.5k hours, I'd say, in that game. And as for the rank, I didn't really play the normal matchmaking. I played something called ESCA. Some of you may know what that is. I was A+ on ESCA. I'll put a screenshot right here. And I also played a division called Main. It's like team play, and it's like a pretty high division on ESEA, and that's what I played. But besides that, I also played a lot of Minecraft. I know this doesn't count, but to all my Minecraft pop players out there, I love you guys. So next up, we have a question from Sam Carey, and he asks, what's your favorite anime, and how's your day going? My day is going great, man. Thanks for asking. But as for my favorite anime, I mean, I don't know if this counts because it's a movie, but definitely my favorite like anime is definitely Kimi no Na wa, also known as Your Name. And I don't know, I just like it a lot. It was like cute, you know. It was really sad. Not really sad, but like I don't know. It's kind of like a cliffhanger at the end, you know. But I really like the anime. If you haven't watched it, you should give it a shot. As for shows, I'd have to say Demon Slayer. Yeah, definitely. I think I like Demon Slayer or Akame Got Killed the most. So definitely one of those two. I can't say, but yeah. Hope that answers your question. Alright, so now we're gonna go answer like a more Valorant related question that a lot of you have been asking, and this comes from Smaz and he asks how to escape Golden Plat. So I'm not just gonna say specifically for Golden Plat, but I'm gonna just like say as a whole in order to climb ranks. The main things you really have to do are to master all the agents. Like I said, unless you're like consistently MVPing, you want to learn how to fill. You don't want to just lock duels because they're fun. Besides that, you want to learn basic callouts, obviously, some strats you can run, like solo plays you can do. That's what I used to do. Like sometimes, even as Cypher, I'd make like solo aggressive plays with my camera, and even as Duelist, you can do that too. You want to learn how to make solo plays. You should also find people to queue with. Solo queuing out of like these low ranks is super AIDS because some people are just playing for fun and they don't really care if they win or lose. So you want to like play with people that want to win if you want to climb out of your rank. If you can't find people, you can use Discords like the Valorant Curious Discord. Search them up on YouTube. They have their Discord in the description. You can use that. I know it's pretty active. Other than that, you also want to like work on your game sense, and it's easier said than done, but what you can do is you can watch Twitch streams. That's what I used to do in CS. I'd watch streams and just like make mental notes of like what these pro players do and try to like break it down and like implement it into my own game. But besides that, there's really not that much you can do besides playing the game and improving. So just try to focus on that, and good luck on your grind. Alright, so next we have a question from Brandon, and he asks, first, what's your favorite food? And second, how do you get your aim in Val to be crispier? Because for me, it feels like Crosshair lacks behind your mouse movement. So my favorite food is probably like anything related to Thai food because it slaps, it tastes really good. And as for your second question about getting your aim to be crispier, I mean, I don't think having crispy aim is really that good. Like smooth aim is just as good, but as for your crosshair lacking behind your mouse, I think that probably has to do with your tracing and your sense. I know for a fact, like, it's not just Valorant, like, it's not the game's fault, it's definitely your sensitivity. You might want to try upping your sense if you feel like your mouse is like always behind their head or behind where it should be. And another thing you can do is practice your tracking, because basically moving your mouse and like following a target is called tracking, and if your mouse is like lagging behind, that probably means your tracking isn't very good. So you should go into the range and just try tracking the bots and doing the flick test to just get used to your sense. And if it's still doing that, then you should definitely up your sense, but you should first try improving your tracking and getting used to your sense in the range and by aim labbing and aim training and all that stuff. So yeah, hope that answers your question, Brandon. Next up, we got a question from Devin, and he asks, when did you start playing Valorant and what rank did you start with? So a lot of people started playing in beta, but I only started playing in Act 1 because I was just chilling before this game even came out. I didn't really want to play it. I thought it looked kind of bad, but when Act 1 came out, I played with my MC friends and it was pretty fun. I was just like playing unrated and stuff, and then I decided to queue comp and I got placed in Plat 1, I believe. And then throughout Act 1 it just took me a while, but I climbed the Diamond 2 and that's where I was just hard stuck at. I couldn't get out. I'll put a video on the screen right here, but as you can see, literally hard stuck. But when Act 2 came around, I started queuing with my CS friends and I climbed all the way to Radiant and I got a Radiant triangle. And then in Act 3, I got a full Radiant triangle and I completed all the mini triangles or whatever. So I think the reason I climbed this fast was because I queued with people that were good. I wasn't just solo queuing, and because of the fact that I was always aim training and making sure I was on top of my game. So I hope that answers your question. Next up, we got a question from Anonymous, and he asks how to avoid getting pressured in a tournament. So this goes for like both ranked and tournaments, but I'd suggest having like chill lo-fi music in the background, like nothing that can obscure your hearing, but like something chill that'll calm you down, because when I have like lo-fi in the background, I don't like rage and I don't get mad, I don't feel stressed, like none of that. It's just like more calming. Another thing you can do is you can play with friends. So like when I'm playing with friends, I feel like I have more fun, and that fun kind of like takes away the stress and the pressure of the game. And even in tournaments too, like if I'm on a team, it's mostly with like some friends, so it's more fun, takes away the stress. If that doesn't work, maybe you can try different agents, because like let's say if you're like less comfortable on an agent like Cypher, it's going to be harder for you to, you know, live up to the standards, and you'll feel more pressure. So instead you could try playing agents you're more comfortable with, and I feel like that's pretty much all you can do. So yeah. So next we have a question from Mo Zaidan, and his question is, what sensitivity is considered a low one and what's considered a high one? So this is kind of an interesting question, because in my titles I put that I have a low sense, but in reality it's basically like an average sense. The reason I say it's low is because a lot of new players think it's like really low because they play super high senses that they shouldn't be on. So I'd say like a low sense is like 0.3 and below for 800 DPI, and a high sense is anything above 0.5 for 800 DPI. So I feel like if you're playing at like a super high sense, that's like, for example, like 1 to 800, you should definitely lower it. It may work for you, but I just think that like a lot of new players play like really high senses they shouldn't be on, so if you're missing your shots, you should consider lowering it. What I did was I looked at pros, and I didn't copy their sense, but like I saw like what ranges they played from. So for example, if we're using 800 DPI as a standard, they'd play from like 0.2 to 0.5. So I tried like finding a sense in there that works for me. But like I said, that may not work for you, but if you're like on a really high sense, then if you're missing your shots, you might want to just consider lowering it to like a more reasonable level. So yeah. The next question comes from Jens, and he asks, how do you develop game sense other than watching pro play? So there's no set way to answer this question, but the first thing would be to obviously play the game more. So by playing the game more, I mean like just queue ranked more and try to rank up. And when you do this, you'll basically see more advanced, more like high elo plays that people do as you rank up, and you'll slowly start to pick that up. And another thing you can do is you can watch like pro player streams when they're playing ranked for fun. So for example, if I'm watching Tens, I could try like analyzing and breaking down the plays he makes. So for example, like let's say he's no 1v1, right? I start analyzing every movement that he makes to see how he like approaches it, and then once I understand it, I could try implementing that into my own game. So that's like one big thing you can do, and I feel like that's pretty much it. It'll just come to you as you rank up, but if you try like watching streams and breaking down what they do, you'll learn more. So now I'm going to start wrapping up the Q&A with these last two questions, and Milind Thacker asks, do you ever think you're going to join an org? So if you're talking about pro play, definitely not. I don't really want to go pro in this game. I have like bigger ambitions than that. But as for like content creation and streaming, like definitely I really want to, but right now I'm focusing on growing my channel, and if the opportunity comes, it comes. And finally, the last question of this 50k Q&A comes from my boy Nexayor, and his question is, are you going to make a Discord? If yes, then when? So the reason I chose this question to be the last one is because yes, I have a Discord. It's in my description. I've had it since like 10k I think. It has about like 600 plus people, so definitely join it. I'm interacting with my fans there, so definitely join up. You'll be notified when I upload, when I stream, all that stuff, and it's a pretty cool community. It's pretty active, a lot of people talking in it. And also you should follow my Twitter. Kind of a plug, but you know, it's in the description. Check it out, you know, give it a follow maybe. So yeah, so it's pretty much the Q&A. Thank you guys if you made it all the way here. Love you. Can't believe I got 50k still. It's kind of crazy, but you know, you gotta keep grinding. Road to 100k, face reveal at 100k. But yeah, so thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see y'all later.